Hey guys, Perry here. Today we're going to be looking at a Kayn OTP's game, currently an Emerald. This guy plays exclusively Kayn, so if you're here for some educational Kayn information, well, this is the video for you to watch. And just let's jump right into it. So at the moment, there's the area bug. Everyone's abusing it. You should be abusing it. It's the best runes to go right now. Get your area. Um, Funny thing for me is when I go Shadow Kayn, I actually take Mana Flow Band and not Nimbus. I think Nimbus Cloak is pretty piss of a rune on a champion like Kayn. And I actually find that Mana Flow helps because you get pretty later on in team fights if you're using your E properly. Something to think about for you. You could try it, see how it feels. You won't get it stacked until later on in the game, but when you hit the later points in the game when you're Shadow Kayn, you have the Mana Flow extra mana you get. It's better than Nimbus Cloak in my opinion. So let me turn the sound down a little. Okay, real quick, I will talk about smites when you buy your smite. So blue smite. So I will quickly explain the three different smites and which ones makes the most sense. So first thing is like you ask yourself, do I have enough damage? Do I? So it's damage, tankiness, and then kill threat. I'm not spelling threat wrong. So it's damage, tankiness, and kill threat. I'll actually just write it down here. So we have damage. Dude, I can't spell damage, tankiness, and then kill threat. So if we have constant kill threat on the enemy team, get blue smite. If we don't have any tankiness, we need green smite, even as blue Kayn. If we lack damage overall, like our comp just doesn't deal enough damage, we want red smite. This is the simplified way you can think about which smite to take, right? Red smite gives you more damage overall. You just deal a little bit more damage. That's great. Tankiness from green smite, so you can be a little more frontline since you're playing melee champ. Kill threat, blue smite, that means you can just run around the map and kill anyone. So this game is a great blue Kayn game, right? Squishy, 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 squishy. Really, really free game for you. But I would try and invest, thinking about going different smites depending on the game, because right now there's no broken smite in the game. At some point, blue smite, the blue pet, was the most broken pet, like just by far, because it was just over buffed. But now that they equalized every single pets, thinking about this a little more actively is pretty useful. Okay. It's fine. We're AFK at the start. Normally, I will not be like if I'm your laners and I see this like you in base at this time. Like one, if I'm the enemy jungler, I could be here. Well, this guy's also fucking AFK. But I could be like fishing. Even if I'm Evelyn, I could be fishing. If I'm Trundle into Kayle, I could be fishing. And now you're playing Kayn with your whole quadrant warded, and your early game is just rougher. Because now they know where you are, they know you're studying, they know all this, they have a bunch of information on you. Just try not to be AFK level 1. That's not that hard. It can cost games and it can cost early games. Happened to me too many times. Okay, we go for a little invade. This is fine. Let's see. You drop the ward. This is good. So there's actually a fun little ward you can do. So this is great, right? Because you got to see if Evelyn starts to buff. But because you guys like came all the way through and like no one spotted, right? No one's here. Where you could actually ward is right here. And that way you'll see all the information from here. You'll see like information here and information like here. Not that this really does anything down here, but the big idea is like, okay, we want to see when Evelyn comes down through here, if she comes to start it, or when she exits this way. I will say like this ward is probably really good, especially if you're going to start their camp. But this game, if you just want to drop a ward and leave, then that's fine. But if you are ever late invading their blue buff or the red buff, you want to go for a ward like here or right here if you're going to late invade. This game, it's fine. You don't need to lane invade the blue buff, so dropping a ward and leaving, completely fine. Okay, so they lane invaded us. Okay, they have weaker champs in theory, but you had face checking first. Yeah, they had a ward there. Yeah. If we flash Q and then Evelyn just follows us, we die to the ignite. Should look okay for us. Our champs are better. Oh no, Kale's not here. Never mind. All right, rough start. Okay, it's okay though. Because the big thing that's happening here is Evelyn hasn't actually pulled the camp just yet. So you're actually, even though you're down like a kill, 2 kills, Evelyn hasn't pulled the camp yet. She died, so like you actually have better tempo than her. Okay, let's take a look past the early game. Okay, let's talk about order of operations here. So when you clear Raptors to red buff, then to Krugs, one, you finish your camp here, which is further away from here, right? The distance traveled is going to be further away. Two, the next time you clear, so let's say you recall and you come back, this camp will spawn, and then it'll take you a plus 15-second timer for the spawns. So then now you can't sequence this in a row because you did your red buff. So you do Raptors to Krugs to red buff to topside. Uh, Only reason why you'd want to do what you did is if you're ganking bot level 3 for sure. And in this game, it's actually not that bad to do that because two things. Number one, it's Evelyn. She's weaker than you. You know she started her camp later than you. Number two, you have Pantheon. Pantheon flash W, even if they have flashes, should be able to kill at least one of them. And the way you'd path is you could do. So normally this push is going to be warded, right? So I'm going to teach you the OP Kayn path if you don't know it already. You go here, you Q over this wall, you walk around, you E from this position right here, they're dead. You dodge this ward always, you dodge this ward always. So you don't walk like this, right? You have to dodge this ward here. That means going like this, all the way around. Some cases I literally even go all the way around, but then again, this could be warded. So pretty much on Kayn, if they drop a ward somewhere and you kind of catch it, or if you have assumption that they drop a ward, that's why they're playing aggressively, you dodge it because you have your Qs, your Es, you have everything, you have all your tools. You never want to come like this, almost ever. If you can prevent it, you never want to go like that when you're ganking. But this game I would gank bot lane because your Pantheon has flash. They're very like squishy champions. And once your Pantheon hits level 2 and you get these kills, like for the rest of the game, you have a win con pretty much. So I would actually want you to gank bot lane here. It's free kills. If you even track Xerath flash from earlier on, that'd be even better. But otherwise, oh wait, actually you're going for it, okay. But yeah, as you can see here, the position we're coming from is, to me, it's less ideal because if they do flash away, right? Now you're here and they're over here. But if you're coming from this angle, now they're like that. Now they're going like this, and you can still catch up to them, versus catching up to them like this. So the only reason why you would want to go fast is because of timing. But if we look at the timing again, you should already be queuing over this wall and going like this. And these guys will win the 2v2 by themselves because it's Pantheon. And then afterwards, you'll get the cleanup kills. And even if you let your teammates die, you'll kill them afterwards. Like I almost never recommend playing to help your teammates or save your teammates. You want to guarantee play for these kills. If this at any point is warded, they will leave. They keep fighting, but if this at any point is warded, like that's warded right there, they will just walk away. And like, okay, so maybe like when would they have had a time to ward? Well, you walk back here. Like Jin could have just warded right here, right? Before he goes to lane, he could just ward right there. So anyway, good early game start. Okay, we get the gank off. Things are great. We get kills. Things are amazing. Okay, beautiful. We get his flash too. He dies anyway. Awesome. Okay. Take insta recall. This is also correct. You are not running straight to the top side. This is good. Let's see where the major misplays happen. Right now, everything we've talked about is sort of smaller things that you could refine that can come later, but they are things to think about that are the difference from, you know, an Emerald player to, you know, a Diamond Challenger Masters player. Yeah, that's just a Kayn thing there. You queued into the wall. Your Galio's kind of lost his mind. It's fine. It's fine. Since you go for the bot gank, you know you're going to lose something. So she's a yeah. Yeah, so two things. Number one, if you are going to do this play, the timing has to be faster. And the way you make this faster is you skip the crap. So like this guy, if Evelyn didn't what did she do? She fucked her path somehow. If she pulled this camp, she can one shot it here. She's like, oh, she has no smite. That's why. That's why she doesn't want. That's why she doesn't want to finish it. But what I'm saying is like at this point, when this camp is like 1k HP, she can finish it from here. So you'd already be too late. You'd be walking to nothing. So you need to be there earlier. Now this is warded, and now this is not a good play in the first place. As you said, you're frustrated. You lost the blue buff. Why are you frustrated? hmm Yeah, I mean, mental. Like I always say this. I think mental is more than 80% of the game. You're it's like if you're playing chess and you're just perma angry, like you're just not gonna have a good game. That's the equivalent of League of Legends. Like League of Legends, the mechanics nowadays, like they're irrelevant. They're like literally irrelevant to me. Um, it's all about how cool-headed you are, how focused you are, and like how little you care about. Yeah, you're this guy's first time he's champion, but Galio's actually not bad here. Galio's fine, and you're playing Kayn. You're on your main champion. You can win on this game. Something you mentioned though is that you're upset that you lost your blue buff. Why is that upsetting? Right. Um. I mean, there's no like, there's no like tack. There's just like you have to discipline yourself then. Like your teammates are going to pick troll champion sometimes. Your duo can pick a troll champion sometimes. Your teammates can int sometimes. Like it's just part of the game. You could have lost your whole topside quadrant. You could have lost two topside camps here. Shit can happen, but when your response is this, you will be stuck your elo range. You know your problem here. So instead of thinking that okay, like I can't do anything about it, you can, right? Like just because this guy fucks with you and picks the wrong champion or just like his first time at champion doesn't mean like you're useless. You could dodge, you could just ignore him, you can mute all, you could play the best game you can and just be okay with losing. There's so many infinite options for you to do. This is not one of them. Yeah. I mean they have top prio, they have mid prio, right? They're gonna come. And the only good thing is okay, this guy's holding a freeze and this guy's holding a freeze. So unironically right now if you left, if you just go and live, like somehow I don't think it's pretty hard, but if somehow you go and live, the top loses a wave, then mid loses a wave. That's right here. This is 100 gold, 100 gold. So if somehow you live, like it's actually like an okay play. But right here, you use your E, so you're dead. You can't even stall them anymore. You're just dead. Like you could unironically make them run around the map for like another 15 seconds, which is actually really good because Evelyn's not farming, their mid's not farming, their top's not farming, and your mid on top are just scaling for free. But you use your E here for no reason. Anyway, this is going to be a big problem for you forever if your attitude is, hey, my teammate's inting me and I'm frustrated at that, and my response is, I'm going to int even more. It's your responsibility to accept that my teammate is playing bad and to actually not int because of that. Every everyone's response normally, everyone that I've coached recently at least, like normally the response is, okay, I see my teammates do something disturbing, and because they do something disturbing, I also do something disturbing, and I int the game. So now not only do we have one inter, but we have two inters, and you're the inter. But because you feel like it's your teammate's fault, you don't gain anything. You don't learn. You don't feel like it's your fault. You don't like you're just upset that you lost. So mental is a huge packed factor. Um, um, mental is a huge factor for the game. It's like 80% of the game. You can't make good decisions if your mental is shit. So this is like you're lost. Your game is like lost. But obviously you can come back. Obviously not every game is over right away. But it's just like your potential chances of carrying. If we were to draw this, I like drawing this graph. It's just like if this is like the average game, right? The average game where you're supposed to follow this graph and be like at 8 minutes you have to you get level 6. At level 8 minutes you get level 6. At 9 minutes to 12 minutes you get first item. At 18, 19 minutes you get second item and so on. If you were to follow this, now instead of you being at the average mark, you're like down here because of this early game play where you just kill yourself. So in games like this, where you were 1-1-1 and you have a decent game, you could actually like bring this graph up and be faster. You could get level 6 at 7 minutes. You could get first item at 8 minutes. You could get second item at 13 minutes. You're playing Kayn, right? But now, like, you've pushed yourself further behind on a natural curve. Let's say the game goes natural. There's no one inting in the future. You've put yourself further behind. You want to stay away from making mistakes like that, especially if the reason you're making the mistake is your mental is shit. Okay. Okay. This is not gonna look too pretty. And the reason why I don't think it's gonna look too pretty is two things. Number one, you have top side camps, right? So now you're playing a game where you're focusing Dragon, which takes about 30 seconds. You're playing Kayn, you're down CS on Evelynn, and they can still contest you. So you're playing 3v3 on Dragon with no greater conditions really. Like the fight is not gonna be like you're so much stronger than all of them. You're just pulling Dragon. It's not like you have numbers advantage. You got the Siona killed, sure, but this Galio has no HP, no mana. Your balling conditions aren't even that good. This guy actually wants to recall too. This Pantheon is just here. He also probably wants to recall. If we look at his gold, 750 gold, he could buy a Dirk here. And you have topside camps. So the theme of why you're hard stuck, I'm going to say it right now, watching 6 minutes of your game, 6 minutes 30 seconds of your gameplay, is you just need to stop doing things. You need to stop forcing plays. Farm your camps, and you will find out that there are better opportunities that come later on in the game. The reason why people make these plays and they go for this invade and they go for this dragon is because they're bad. Why are they bad? Because they don't see what's going to happen in 30 seconds. If we go back here before you kill yourself, Evelynn took your blue buff. But what that means is she hasn't cleared her top side camps and she hasn't recalled. So if you do this top grab, this Gromp, this Wolves, Evelynn will still be doing her top side camps, recalling, and now you can invade her bot side camps. You can gank the flashless bot lane while she's in base. You can gank mid lane while she's in base. You can get your full clear off, get 2 crabs on her, even though she got your blue buff. In 30 seconds to a minute, you just have 10 times a better play than if you do something right now in this moment. Same thing right here. If you get this mid kill and you don't go to the bot side, you go into the top side, you clear your 2 camps, you're going to have a serrated Dirk back, even bigger than Dirk back. You're going to have these camps cleared, you're going to get closer to level 6. You're going to be able to recall with your Varus who's winning, your mid laner who's doing good, and now you're going to replay for the dragon, you're going to replay on the map, and the map is good. But instead, when we do plays like this, and there's going to be a theme, I promise you there's going to be a theme for the rest of the game. When we do plays like this, we put ourselves in worse situations and worse positions for literally no reason. Okay, so to backtrack though, I should have asked you this first. Why do we pull this dragon here? Like, in your thought process, I told you all the reasons why you shouldn't. You tell me why you did here. Right. Yeah. So you also should try and not get baited by one death here. I will consider your Galio as dead here. Look at his HP. Look at his mana. He is dead. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's literally dead here. He can't help you on the dragon. He can't do anything here. If we were to look at, like, Jhin, he's pretty dead too. Like, in an actual fight, he's pretty useless. So you do have somewhat numbers advantage, but then you have to look at your teammates. How much conditions do they have? He's pretty dead too. He's pretty dead too. The only one who has good conditions is you. But you're playing Kayn in the early game. So, yeah, anyway, don't get baited by people dying like this. It's a trick. You need to check your laner's conditions too. Check our laner's conditions before making a play. And then also, we need to stop forcing things. And if you did get pinged to go for the dragon, try not to get baited by pings. Pretty much, the guy's pinging top lane, and then you're the only one pinging here actually. It's just you. Uh, yeah. 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 No worries. As long as you understand now how bad of a pull this is, you're good. Wait, do you understand? Like, yeah, or okay. Yeah. And also, they played in the worst way possible. So let me explain real quick. If you are pulling dragon ever, when they show up like this, the goal is no longer the dragon. The goal is to fight them. So if they ever show up to contest the dragon, to contest an objective, unless it's like 1k HP and you can just like one shot it, you never play for the objective. You always play for the fight. So right here, Evelyn's actually inting hard. If you're walking towards the Evelyn, she's dead. You flash Q her, or you just E to get move speed, and you Q her and auto her, she's dead. She literally just killed herself here. And then you could actually get the dragon afterwards because Evelyn's an inter, but because look at your positioning relative to everything else, like you actually walked away from this, you don't get anything. But overall, the play is bad, so don't even worry. Okay, we'll go towards the top side. See, in this game, where again at 8 minutes, we want to be level 6, and we are barely hitting level 5 at 8 minutes. Well, we'll be like 5.5. Okay, so this is the one time out of the whole game where we've actually like done a full clear. It took us 8 minutes to do that. Now earlier on, it was fine. You go for the spot gank, and then you go back and you should clear your topside camps, and then restart your clear, and then you pretty much did that like 2 times within the last 4 minutes. Like if we were to recap, you did one crab. We did a crab here. Okay, one camp. From this bot gank and so on, you've done one camp, and then after you die, you do 2 camps, and then you do a crab. So that's 3. You've done 4 camps. Well, the crabs I don't consider. And then after this kill, you instead of again going to more camps, you pull this dragon, you die. So you pretty much get the theme like you're not farming and you're playing Kayn. Don't play Kayn if you're gonna fucking skip all your camps. Yeah, this is good. You can go now. This is correct because you got hit by that. There's nothing more here. Yeah, just get out of here. It's fine. You get your as much as you can. Probably pretty close to form. This is good. Good recall too. You're done. Yeah, this is form. Let's talk about order of operations here again. So we talked about Raptors, Krugs, red buff. Here, if top crab's ever up, you do top crab first. Another big reason is this Kayle is stepped up. If Kayle is stepped up and playing like this, and your mid lane also kind of wants to step up, you don't want to be here, right? Because they're going to be stepped up. They're going to be stepped up. You want to be here, so you're closer to the area of them fighting. But also, crab is just more important. Even if they have prio, because you saw Evelyn like bot side and you had better tempo, if you one shot this crab, that means that even if Evelyn had prior in her lanes, she's not getting anything from this. So you don't want to drop this crab for free here. You always want to do it first, and then your blue buff afterwards. Okay, kill his DP. This is fine. Let's see Evelyn here. Okay, this is all fine. This is one of the games where like I normally don't like saying this, but you could have been level 8.5 probably this game with a little more CS cleared. You should probably have like 90 CS this game. You could be 8.5 closer to 9 if you had just farmed. Which means now on your curve again, you're going to be weaker than what you could have been if you had just farmed. Okay, so let's take a look at towards the mid game. So what I look at is the mid game is when you get your first item is the mid game. So Yomu's is a great item on Kayn. Big reason why is you get shit ton of move speed out of combat, so you're just really fast running towards people. So you can do anything you want with this item pretty much, and you can go anywhere you want. When the mid game hits, when you get your first item, your goals change. So let me explain our goals in the early game. So our early game goal, to get our first item as fast as possible. And our mid game goal is to use our first item use our first item here. Actually, let me show you. I'm writing this down. Use our first item to like accelerate the game and generate more gold / advantages. So at this point, if you could invade a scrump, if you could kill bot lane, if you could get objectives, if you could kill mid lane, that's good. At the same time, if there's nothing for you to do, you accelerate your game by using this item to clear your camps even faster. That's pretty much your mid-game goals here. So if there are kills anywhere for you to look for, if there are objectives to look for first, then you should look for objectives. So I'm also going to talk about this point real quick, where in the early game, we want to be focused on objectives, waves, and tempo. So what I mean by waves is like, let's say your teammates need to crash a wave. Let's say the enemy needs to crash a wave. You should be watching that and looking at when they need to crash, when the enemies need to crash, and playing your gank timers around that. Playing your priority around that. So we had this dragon poll we did a little bit earlier. If we think about this, like, yeah, your mid laner just crashed a wave. This is good. Your bot laner doesn't have a wave crash just yet. So we're pulling this objective off of mid wave crash. But what about bot wave crash? Bot wave crash is not even here. Then we think about tempo from the map. We ask ourselves, okay, could Evelyn be here? If she can, well, maybe this poll isn't that great. And then the last thing to think about that I normally don't add, but because it's pretty relevant for you like in this game, is conditions. HPs, flashes, sums, ults, anything like that, HP mana as well. If they're not good, don't play for the objective. But you should always want to play for dragons, for heralds, for turrets. It's dragons, heralds, turrets first, then kills. Okay, we were at like 11 minutes over here. Let's look. So they just crashed a wave, right? There's no reason for them to be stepping up here. Zero. So what are they likely doing? Okay, well, this guy's stepping up. So either they're likely walking back or they're stepping up. So here, oh, it's just your pathing. I mean, no, it's not just your pathing, because obviously this guy has no reason to walk up. So sorry, obviously has no reason to walk up, so this gank is not going to work. Again, the gank setup we talked about earlier, where if you could E through this wall right here, or just Q and then Q again, and then go through this way and maybe kill them later. Otherwise, just farm camps here. The big thing is Xerath has no reason to walk up. I don't even know why he's walking up to poke. Like it's like so dangerous for him to walk up and poke like this. But they just cleared the wave, right? This is gone. And they're not playing for plates. You can actively see that. So this guy has no reason to step up. He shouldn't step up. Even if he wants to poke, he doesn't need to do that. He could poke from very far range, and like you won't be able to catch up to him. But if there was a wave for them to try crashing, let's say you were here while they're trying to crash this wave. Like right now, let's say you're here, then of course you gank. Of course the timing works. But right now, they've already cleared this wave before you're here. You see how in their heads, the only reason why they're going to walk up here is to clear this wave. That's all they care about. I want to clear this wave, then I want to leave, then I want to spend gold. I have 1k gold, 1k gold. I'm going to go spend my items. I'm going to just like play safe because I got the crash off. I don't know where the enemy jungler is. They don't need to walk up any further. Okay, so let's play it right here. You kill a lot of your tempo again. You should just be on your camps, clearing. Okay, that's good. You got her flat, or got her ultimate. Yeah, so this is just mechanical misplay here. Let's recap this fight here. Okay. So good combo, very good, very nice. Mistake number 2 here is you got autoed. You could have got autoed twice here. You should have got autoed twice here. But you took two. You took an extra 2 autos. I think it was. You kill this guy 1. You took an extra auto here 2. So pretty much now in the actual fight up here, that matters more because Jhin is just gonna run away from you. You're even lower than what you should be. Okay. Then the other thing is up here. Well, okay. You smited this guy, so now you don't have smite ult for this guy, or for this fight up here. So now you don't have a way to reposition the fight right away. You also took extra damage from the Jhin that you should not have taken. How do we know? Well, this guy's full HP. Why are we running at him? We're not gonna kill this guy. We also just used our W on the Evelyn. We have no damage to kill this guy. So we should not be running at this gen. Okay? Now we take a look at this situation right here. We still don't have our W or our E, for that matter. We only have our Q. So don't run at this guy. Just wait. Play slow. Play patiently here. If that means you have to leave, if that means that there's no kills here, then there are no kills here. Go to your Raptors. Go recall. You have no conditions. When you don't have conditions to fight, you don't fight. So here, no spells, and you're just walking into him. You potentially could have clutched up this fight. Maybe won the fight. Oops. What the fuck did I do? There we go. You could have maybe won this fight, but at the end of the day, like, it's just like the conditions leading into the fight weren't great, and then when you ruin your conditions even further, it makes it even worse. Okay, for some reason I can't click on the map anymore. What the hell? That's fine. No, like I deadass can't click on the map. That's so fucking annoying. Okay, well, I guess I'm just gonna have to suffer. It's fine. Okay, so we drop Herald mid. Unfortunately, we were too late for plates. Okay. Okay, this guy killed himself. Okay, so I'm gonna take a break here. It's been 30 minutes. We've talked about a lot of early game concepts. Do you kind of see how your early game has, led up to you dying 3 times, not being up a shit ton of CS when you should be or when you could be, and like you potentially missing out on timers because you force things. Okay. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna jump more in depth into the mid game, but pretty much your early game thing is you need to stop forcing plays. There will be better opportunities later if you farm camps. Pretty much what happens is your goal as a jungler, or your role, your job, is to farm your camps and then afterwards interact with lanes. So the jungler's job, interact with lanes. But before you can interact, you need to farm camps. So the faster you farm camps, faster equals better lane interactions. So for a laner, like pretty much like to me, a laner's job is to like use their prio and like do things and like roam / objectives / plates. But before they can use prio or do any of that, they need their waves. So pretty much when you drop camps as a jungler, it's the equivalent as a laner just saying, you know what, I'm not gonna catch any waves. I don't want to touch my waves. They're irrelevant. I don't want the EXP. I don't want the gold from it. They're irrelevant. I'm just gonna run around the map like an absolute monkey. It doesn't work. That's the same thing as a jungler saying, yeah, I'm gonna skip on my camps like this. It doesn't work. I can't click. Okay, so we're gonna jump into the mid game now. But again, the overarching theme is you need to stop forcing plays and you need to farm camps. Now for the mid game, again, our goal is to get our item and to pretty much pressure the map as much as we can. So right now we don't have ult. This is fine. We can run away and leave. This is fine. Your Kale's getting shit on by the Trundle, which is pretty fucking sad. Your mid laner's fighting. Okay. What you're doing is fine here. So there's actually a way to know for sure that this Yone will show up. And again, it's like, hey, I'm playing lane, and I'm playing for a wave. So this guy is almost for sure going to, well, he spots this guy because this guy walked over the word. But this guy's almost for sure going to come back in and play for this mini wave. Like very likely, at least, very likely. So you could just like position a little bit better here. You could be positioned over here, or you could already be recalling over here. But all the way back here is what I care about a little bit more, where Yone is mid, and your both mid laners are really low, and they're fighting, and you cleared your camp, and it looks like the fight's over, but the fight's not over. Yone has a job to do. What's Yone going to play for here? You have all your spells, you go kill him. He's dead. Does that make sense? Yeah, you gotta watch when the enemy laners are playing to kill waves. So same thing with Trundle here, he's full HP, obviously it's a different story. He's trying to clear this wave. Bot lane is clearing a wave under their turret, and it's irrelevant. But this Yone will step up here 100% of the time to clear that wave. So pretty much every single time you are near a laner, enemy laner, you want to see what they're playing for, see what they're doing, and playing for waves. This is an early game and a mid game concept. So this will help you get picks in the mid game. This will also help you get like literal kills in the early game by watching waves. Okay. So I'm really greedy when I play Kayn. I know if I have my ult, it's a free kill almost every single time. When I land this W here, and you know it lands because that little red thing hits, and Airy also went, and I see this position, I'm actually like not inclined to ult this guy at all. I'm going to save my ult. I'm just gonna run backwards because Yone is going to retract. You know, he's gonna walk up here and he's gonna come back to his E. So I would just save my ult. I never like using my ult on kills that are already dead. Because now for the next minute, you can't get any other kills, or at least it's very hard to. So I like being as greedy with my ult as possible. Sure, should just fucking stall your camp, whatever. Still, you gotta spend a lot of gold. There's fight over here. Okay. This is all fine. It's all pretty normal. This is good. Good to eat this wave. I was gonna say. Hope you eat this wave. Now I would never smite that. But I guess you want because you want your Kayn minion to come or something. I'm not sure. I would never smite that. Yeah, just kill the minion first though. Like you don't need to auto the turret just yet. You have a next wave coming. There's no rush. Yeah, there's no rush. The siege minion died anyway, you know. I think itemization here might be your biggest problem. So in a game like this, where again we're going blue smite because we can kill everyone, I'd actually go Axiom Mark. Alternatively, you can go Prowler's Claw to make sure they're dead, but getting only 10 lethality from Edge of Night is just like fuck. It's actually like it feels bad. Having Axiom Mark or Prowlers to get 18 lethality instead, plus the little bonus extra damage it does, feels OP as shit. Right, so that's where it comes down to your individual gameplay actually. So I've had this talk with other people before, and it's like you're using your itemization as a clutch here, but it actually makes it so you develop the wrong habits. You pretty much in the fights now that you have Edge of Night, you'll play worse than what you could be playing, in the sense that you should never get hit by Xerath E ever. You're playing Shadowkin Ghostblade with E through walls. It is the easiest dodgeable ability ever. That shit is so slow. Right? Plus, you can come from fog and angles to make it so they don't know where you're coming from. Like here, if I'm them, bro, why the fuck is Kayn coming on my screen? Also, no, actually, even more important. Look at this. Look at this right here. One sec. Right there. See? You're spotted here, which means you don't understand fog. You're playing Kayn, you path like this. Or even like this. You see how much of a difference that makes? They see you way less. Right, but of course you want Edge of Night. If you path like this in front of their face, well, they have fucking 20 hours to respond to you. So they will give a better response to you. Yeah, we don't have Smite. We don't have Smite killer use the ball lane, huh? Fuck. Wait. Yeah. That's so fucking sad because this Jhin is still dead. Right? You just smite him and he's dead. Like right here, you literally just smite ult him, and then he'll flash away, and then he's just dead. I wouldn't even use my W or Q like that. I would even here, you can just keep running at this guy and smite ult him, and he's dead. But I don't have so sad. Again, they're playing for your fight on you. Kill them. Kill these guys. They're so dead. Kill this guy. At this point, yeah, you can just one-shot this thing. But like, I'm so scared. If Evelyn tapped ult on you here, oh, she doesn't have ult. Oh, it's so fucking lucky. But if Evelyn has ult here, you're just dead. And I don't want to die ever on Kayn. Why do I not want to die in the mid game? There's two big reasons. Number one, when you die in the mid game as Kayn, you lose the opportunity of eating all their camps and eating all of your camps. And then again, you're pushing yourself further away from that curve that you want to be hitting. And number two, at 20 minutes and so on, you pretty much lose Baron almost right away when you die. So here, when I know they're trying to like sort of fight me here, I'm not gonna just hit this and let them like poke me from afar. What I want to do is either one of two things. One, I eat through this wall and just go right away. Like fuck it, I'm just gonna go. Or what I would probably do is like, literally go around and like they don't know I'm coming from this angle, potentially. Or just go down here and I would just pretty much you want to attack these guys if they're attacking you first. So when taking objectives, if they fight you, you must fight. You must fight back. Try to win the fight. Otherwise, you will likely get wiped. Slash not play. If they don't fight you, just eat the camp. Just eat the objective. Right, pretty free. But since they're here, since they're doing this shit, I'm getting the fuck off this Herald. I'm running at this guy. He actually just used flash. My Pantheon's also in a great position. They're fucking dead. They'll just eat. Like they're so dead. And if that means is that Evelyn wants to go do the Herald by herself when it's like 4k HP, then go fucking do it, bro. I'll kill your bot lane and then I'll kill all your camps afterwards. Like I'll just run the map from then on. You're playing Kayn, not a champion. Like one also it's like second Herald is like pretty useless. But you're playing Kayn, a champion that like you want gold. You want gold more than these objectives. And getting these kills means you're getting gold. You're getting what you want. Okay, from here, you take RB. So you're actually playing Kayn, and you have like no gold. So what I would do is stay on the map here. You're pretty low, so I was like, huh, how do I heal? Well, you're playing Kayn. You just eat through walls. And at some point, after you're done with your Gromp and your Wolves, and even your Raptors, you will be full HP. The biggest reason why I don't want to recall here is because 700 gold back on Kayn is like so shit unless you already have a longsword. Like if you already have a longsword in your pocket, like that D-Blade's a longsword, then yeah, you can recall now and buy a Dirk from base, maybe go kill Trundle or something. But right now, like you want to stay on the map because you want to be greedy, and your champion can be greedy because guess what? Your E heals 150 HP on a 7-second cooldown, and you get infinite mana because jungle's broken, pretty much. So I'd stay on the map here. Going out of base with this longsword is like, fuck. Most champs can't do that, by the way, because you don't heal a shitload of HP for free. Alright. You have no ult. Why are we doing this? Even if we don't, or even if we do have ult, why are we doing this? You must get LP so you can win. The goal is not to kill this guy, bro. Get your fucking LP, get your dub right here. This guy's dead as shit. You E over the wall, you dance. Let's say Jhin walks up to try and kill Pantheon, then you can kill him. Jhin walks away, then you go back and kill Yone. Yone's dead. Kill Yone. So, to me, again, this is forcing a play. This is forcing something. Oh, pretty much what happens is you have a value, you have a opinion, or whatever you want to call it. You have a perspective, and you feel the need to do something based on this perspective. So again, it's like you lost blue buff, so or your teammates, your teammates. So when these things happen, your response is make a shitty play out of pure emotions. Okay, and here you tell me, yeah, I fucking want to make the AC suffer. You probably actually believe that's actually a goal in the game. I know you're kind of joking about it, but this is like this happens. Like at some point, there you go. Yes, but because sure, sure, but you can see how this can cause a lot of problems for the actual game, for actually winning, for the actual what we're trying to do and improve. That causes problems. Um, And the same thing like when you get upset, the same thing when when you have a perspective that like, hey, like I just killed the mid laner, I just got mid prio, my bot seems to be wanting to come do it as well. Okay, that means I can pull dragon. There are things like that where it's like I think a better way to understand is like just game knowledge, but also looking at this perspective from, again, like you zoom out here and you like reevaluate what's going on here. Like you can clearly see that this guy is going to die here, and what's the main, like what are we actually playing for here? Like what's the goal to win this game right now in this at 19 minutes in the game? What are we actually trying to play for here on the map? It's okay if you don't know. I mean, it's, oh, oh, you're good. Yeah, well, if they're gonna fight your teammates and your teammates are stepping up to kill this mid wave, which they should, you're here to fight with them. Well, kill them, kill whoever you can. It's easy to kill, and then go to the dragon. The goal is the dragon. The goal is the dragon. The goal is the top turret. The goal is the bot turret. The goal is the mid turret. So you need to stop worrying about kills. Kills will come naturally as you play for objectives, and as you play for the proper, the proper things on the map. Kills. So it's objectives over kills. Kills will come naturally. They will come naturally. You don't need to go out of your way to fucking flash kill this guy. Because let's say you flash on this guy, you ult away. Now you're actually down your ultimate, you're down flash, so the next fight, which is what? Baron or the bot tier 2 or the mid tier 2 or the top tier 2, you don't have flash. Right? You already won this dragon by killing this Yone, so save your conditions. I would not want to use flash and ult to kill this guy here. Then we have Trundle just fucking split pushing. And then we also lost the dragon from that play, right? I'm not sure what Kale's doing. It's funny. I mean, this game is fucked up. Yeah. Let's look at this. Just fine. Yeah. Yeah. What am I doing here? Yeah. I mean, at this point, it's like clear you're on a right? Your teammates are catching sideways, Brent in base. Like you're clearing the sword in front of 3 people. You could watch out this mid wave and run to their bot side and get their camps for doing Baron, but you can't like be in their face. Okay, so anything from this point on in the game, like you could win, you can lose, but the biggest thing is like coming from the early game and coming from like these mistakes that you're making even in the mid game, where you don't know what you're playing for, you're so bloodthirsty for kills, you're trying to just like kill the ADC, not playing for any objectives. Well, you'll see how like I could try and tell you like in-depth macro like how to deal with Trundle, how to do that, but like that's like a one-time thing, a 1 out of 100 games where you're gonna deal with the split push Trundle. The better thing to think about is like your fundamentals, your gameplay knowledge as jungle needs a lot of work. And if anything, it comes down to discipline and respecting the fact that you will just win more, and that should be your goal, to win more, not to kill their ADC. Killing the ADC is fun, but to win more, you need to reevaluate what you're doing, what you're playing for, like what's going on with like are you playing for the objectives. Pretty much, you need to reevaluate a lot of things. I'm gonna write down what we want to improve on. The 3 big goals. Number 1 will for sure be try to have a different perspective on the game when things go wrong. Our response should not be emotional, and we should not int even harder. It takes a good jungler to actually Make a good play when you have teammates. Another thing to understand is when the enemy team has a lead, they get cocky. So you had a lead, you got cocky. You're like, yeah, I want to kill that Jhin, and then your ego, cockiness, whatever, too much confidence often leads to lost games. So there's a chance where this game goes back and forth because both of you guys are like, oh, I'm gonna win this game, I have a lead, and then oh shit, now you just inted. So when you have inting teammates, sometimes it's fine. Like the enemy team will also int back at some point. But you need to kind of reevaluate your mental, and when things go wrong, like it's not the end of the world. Like just because you lost that blue buff, you need to understand 30 seconds from now, Evelyn lost her tempo for doing this. You have plays in the mid lane, you have plays in the bot lane, you have all your whole camps up. You need to play what's good for your game. Okay. The next thing is stop trying to force so many plays. Farm your camps, farm your camps, and relax. The more we force, the less opportunity. So it sounds silly because the more we force, but that means I'm doing things, the less opportunity we have. Like, how does that make sense? Well, the more you force, that means the less actual good opportunity you're going to have. Forcing a shit play, is not a good opportunity. It's not an opportunity at all to me. It's just forcing a shit play. But if you don't force and you farm your camps and you chill, you will have more opportunity. Better opportunity, especially. And the last thing is, I mean, like it's like kind of the Kayn things, um, but I think these two big things are like your biggest things to worry about. Um, Other than that, I mean, something you could probably think about is just like focus on objectives. Um, Objectives and stop playing for kills. Focus on objectives and secured plays. What I mean by secured plays? We'll take 3 camps over playing for a flip gank. Is what that means, right? Like, take dragon over trying to kill enemies, right? It's just very simple things. Pretty much, you need to simplify your game. Your game is way too complicated right now. Whatever's going on in your head, there's just too much, and that's actually what we want to avoid. You want to try and be, you want to try and be like not so stressed when you're playing. All right, do you have any questions or whatnot? Sounds good, man. Yeah, have a good one, bro. Good luck with your climb. I'll send you these notes real quick. Anyway, alright guys, hope you guys enjoyed that Kayn coaching. Again, normally when I do VOD reviews, I prefer to have the actual, POV. I feel like a lot of the specific things I could have coached this guy, I didn't have. It is what it is. If you guys do want coaching, check the description box below. I do coaching through my Discord. I have Metafy. I also have group coaching on my Patreon. My Patreon page has pretty cheap coaching price, and you do get one-on-one coaching with me. So make sure you take a look at that. And otherwise, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this Kayn coaching. Hope you guys learned a bit about how to kind of win on Kayn, because although we did talk about general fundamentals, we did talk a lot about how you actually want to play Kayn, how greedy you want to be, some angles, and all of that. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.